because it's Manchester United against Fulham Friday night, the Premier League curtain opener at Old Trafford. Are you ready? Are you genuinely ready? Are you genuinely excited? I tell you what, if you're not excited for this, you're not a fan of football and you're not a United fan. If you're thinking, ooh, I hope Iwobi turns it on, or Muniz, or Pereira, or Sessegnon, or Robinson, you know, there will be some people out there. You know it. You know what stubbornness is. I bloody do. Those people that didn't want Ten Hag to stay, who are reacting with, oh, De Ligt, we're cooking. Yeah, you're acting like you're on bloody Hollyoaks. There will be some journalists and United fans who are thinking back, I'd love it on Friday night if I can have a big old moan and I told you so because United dropped points. That can't happen. It can't, not just for them, that can't happen. We have to win this game on Friday. We have to win, because if we don't win, Brighton away will be difficult and Liverpool is after that. So we've got to win. You've got to win this game because it's the opening game of the season. You've got to win this game because it's Old Trafford. You've got to win this game because we're Manchester United. There is no, oh, a draw might be good. Oh, it's only the first game of the season. You've got to win this game of football. Now, this is how I think Manchester United will line up. Today, Mazraoui and De Ligt trained with the first team. It's Wednesday today. I believe there will be a training session tomorrow because they don't play till Friday night. De Ligt has given himself a massive chance of starting this game. The feedback from the training ground is that De Ligt took part in a very intense training session with the first team, preparing for the game on Friday. Unless the laptop says no, there's no reason why De Ligt wouldn't start on Friday, especially with the issues that Manchester United have. So we're expecting De Ligt to start this game. Very, very high chance. So why is Martinez at left back, you might say? Well, I just think Mazraoui won't start. There was always this conversation this week that Mazraoui might be a little bit behind De Ligt. Will Ten Hag just be a little bit precautious and say, I'm not starting both of them in a game of this magnitude, and stick with steady Eddie Maguire at left-sided centre-back and put Martinez at left-back? It's risky. It's really, really risky. I would rather see Mazraoui, Martinez, De Ligt and Dalot because it's a balanced back four. You play a higher line, you get Onana in. If you put Martinez at left-back and you bring Maguire in at centre-back, you don't get a high line, you don't push up. You leave the gap between the defence and the midfield, which Fulham can exploit. You invite them down the wings to put crosses in. Martinez into left-back. That right winger might get a lot of joy to put crosses in the box, which Fulham love. I don't like the idea of it. I've just got a feeling it's what we will do. Casemiro, Mainu and Bruno in the midfield pick themselves. And then up front, I can live with that. I can live with Rashford starting down the middle as long as Garnacho and Ahmad start. We shouldn't lose sight of this just because we've had an exciting week in the transfer window. You go back to last Saturday in the Community Shield and remember what we were saying after the game. Absolutely, under no circumstances should Ahmad or Garnacho not start this game. The impact Garnacho had off the bench against City was glorious. And, you know, the impact on pre-season consistently, week in, week out, Ahmad was our best player in pre-season. He deserves to start on the right. He is the best option on the right. Garnacho should be starting on the left. But we don't have Rasmus, and Xerxes not kicked a ball yet. So Rashford, for me, has to start down the middle. I don't want to see Bruno as a false nine to accommodate Mason Mount. You've got to go with Rashford down the middle. And if it doesn't work, you bring Xerxes on for half an hour. I actually genuinely think that is the right front three to play. Put Rashford down the middle. If it doesn't work, you've got options from the bench in Xerxes and Mount. But you've got to get Garnacho on the left and you've got to get Ahmad on the right, because what you'll get from them in what will be a very excitable and atmospheric Old Trafford with those two on the wing, you know they're going to get people off the seat. You know you're going to create that atmosphere that's so important. And if we've got a little bit of a weaker defence, having those two on the wing, really important. But look, I don't think we need to drop Rashford. I'd put him up front. I think that'd be absolutely fine. Concerns? Look, I think we win this game. I'm going to say 2-0 to Manchester United. It's the opening game of the season and we've got to start on the front foot. I personally would take the risk, and I'll say it, if either of them get injured, I'd put Mazraoui at left back. I'd put De Ligt and Martinez at centre back. I'd push that line up the pitch. I'd get Onana sweeping and I'd press high up the pitch with this speed and energy of Rashford and Ahmad and Garnacho, and I'd protect Casemiro, and I'd have Mainu and Bruno. I'd keep it very, very compact from the halfway line and really press Fulham. If we do not play Mazraoui at left back and we put Martinez and Maguire there, I think we'll drop 10 yards, we'll create that space, and it could be problematic. I'd take the risk because we don't play Brighton for 8 days. We play Friday night and then Saturday lunchtime the following week. We have got more training sessions, recuperation, etc., etc. So I would go with that. I wouldn't go with that team, actually. I would go with Martinez centre-back, Maguire to the bench, and Mazraoui in. I hope he does it because it's the difference between playing 10 metres further up the pitch and 10 metres further back. Midfield should be fine. Kobbie Mainoo's season, I think, is going to go up another level. Bruno is our captain and he's secure with that new contract. Casemiro, I think if you can protect him in relation to don't leave him exposed, we should be okay. But I think it really does. I genuinely thought in this game we'd be talking about Rashford up front, who's going to play on the wings. I think the front three almost takes care of itself. It's the defence. Please play Martinez and De Ligt and find a left back. If it's Mazraoui, even if it's, well, might not be Amas. Because when we talk about Fulham, the issues with Fulham are this. Fulham have lost Palhinha. Fulham have lost Tosin. So they're weaker. You know, Palhinha was a very good player for them. I wouldn't have minded him being in our midfield instead of Casemiro. They are weaker. But what Fulham do is Fulham are the quintessential Premier League side. The mid-table side that can lose to anybody but can beat anybody. And as I said at the start of the video, Fulham are second only to Brentford for putting crosses into the box. That's what they want to do. They want to get down the flanks. They're very strong down the left. I like Robinson at left back. They've brought Sessegnon in. They've got people like Iwobi. They've got people like Wilson. They've got Muniz, who's a handful up front and scored some big goals last season. Pereira are very energetic. They're a very hard-working side. If we invite them into our half, they're going to whip crosses in. How do you stop crosses into your box? You push high. You push high. You let them try and counter with balls over the top that Onana picks up. You don't sit back and invite pressure like we did last season. So Fulham, to me, I wouldn't say they're a one-trick pony, but they're certainly a team that likes to get crosses in the box. And we can't be playing a back four that's a bunch of misfits again. We've got to try and be aggressive. I think United have got to go on the front foot this season. I think Ten Hag's got to go on the front foot this season. First 2 seasons he's won trophies and they are his big get out of jail cards. You can criticise this, you can criticise that, but I've won 2 trophies. Third year, it's the trilogy. We do. People like Robert McCormack are right. We have got to see more in the way of attacking football, more aggression, more style. And to do that, we need to start the season on the front foot. And I think it's so important. Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching as always.